Yeah. Yeah, I'm just about to start. All right. JR, how you doing? Artistic, great to have you back. All right. Everything's all... Seems like it's all working. Which it touch wood, which is a little bit of a change. We'll see. The stream is young. All right, so today I want to work on this. All right, so this is me, and this is going to be the hero image for a little course I'm putting together. So it's going to be called Light Bulb Moments, and it's going to be all about light and value. And this is a little sketch I did a long time ago. Oh, a long time, I don't know, depends on what you call a long time ago. A couple of months maybe. But I like the idea of me trying to figure it out to get the lighting correct. So I'm going to be working on this. Meanwhile, going to be looking up some reference first. Juniors, it can't be. I'm about to connect with my squad to play. I'll have it later. You upload it, right? Yeah, it's going to be just like every other stream. Sayuri France, how you doing? Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm looking forward to putting it together. Get it all working. But yeah, this is going to be very project. I mean, it's for a project, right? It's not just for nothing. So we've got to take into account where it's going to be shown. What's the context? Is it going to be animatable? Potentially. So we've got to keep some of the layers. Oh, now we can cut it up after, because I've got like an idea for some animations with it. Quincy.mp4, how you doing? Painting right now, nice one. So I want to first, I guess, I mean, we could do some cool stuff, right? To give you context, let's do this. Because I've started to build the landing page for this. So let me just open that project, show you where it's going to go. Open. File open. Camera. Look. Open that one. RP npm run dev. So I want it to be. I want it to be like a little animatable, something when people first hit the landing page, they're like, hell yeah, I'm in. So that's the goal of it, right? So we want to make it enticing, make it look cool. And it's kind of like a nice little meta thing as well, because like we're doing this, I'm going to be using the principles to create the hero image as well. I've just got to remember where I've put it. Alright, maybe it's just under courses. So yeah, for those of you that don't know, I have a background in software development. In the middle of building a course platform, which it's going to be on, and that's getting closer to release. So this is why we can just put anything here. All right, so this is what I got so far. it should be based off of appearance, dark mode, right? So this is what I'm going to have it as. So you can actually click this on, click this off, you know. So it's kind of, but I want to replace just these. So this was the test, right? And then we're going to be replacing this with what we're going to be doing today, right? So it's going to be me trying to figure out how to do this stuff. So, JR, it's 9 a.m. here. Would it be all right if I ask? Yeah. It's 10:52 a.m. So this time every week we're going to be live. Almost all artists are gamers. What game do you play? Oh, I play the game of business, game of life, my friend. No, I don't really game that much, if I'm honest. I'm too bloody busy. Okay, so what I want to do is start off with some thumbnails, right? So if we, what would be smart? Because I'm not entirely so, like, all this copy is placeholder, right? But I'm not entirely sold on the layout and the colors and stuff, so I don't want to confine myself too much to that. But I might just take a quick screenshot just to get an idea. Whoop, forgot to go live on Instagram. There we go. Now we're live everywhere. Beautiful. Yeah, so that's the goal for today. I might even throw, if you guys want to follow along, whip this in the Discord if you want to join the Discord. Links in the description. Where would I put this? Community resources, random resources. Let's do random resources because it's kind of random, but it'll be under random resources. It's my initial sketch. All right. So if you want to build on top of this as we go, go for it. Okay. So what I do want to do is start off with thumbnails. Little itty bitty thumbnails to get the lighting, the direction, to get us understanding what's going on. Because we don't want to just go and spend hours and hours and hours and hours and hours on something, do all this rendering, and then realize that it's no good. And I've been there many times. So I think that's the plan. Thumbnails, test out the lighting directions, and we try and keep it on a separate layer would be lovely. Do we do warm-ups? We should probably do a warm-up. Let's get something off of Pinterest. Get us into the flow. Mustafa, how you doing? Ashley, how are we? Great to have you. I might ask for a cool drink at some stage if you are still about the place. All right, Pinterest. Do we do a car? Do we do a person? I'm kind of, what I really do want to do, oh, this is lovely. Hand wrote, yep, saving that bad boy. Warm-ups are for losers. Ah, is that right? Is that right? Let's have a look. Because what we're focusing on today are values, right? Just the black and whites, just the lights. There's a link for that page with the light bulb. No, that's only locally at the moment. That's just, I'm in the middle of developing it, but it will be live. Fernando from Brazil. I appreciate it, Fernando. Thanks for popping in, man. Maddie, how you doing? Great to have you back. Hope you're doing well. So yeah, let's find something with some nice lighting, let's say. Even, I think I've got some here. Sculptures. Right? Because this is going to help us out a ton. Understanding just the simple materials. I'm doing good, Maddie. Doing good. Kentas, great to have you back. Silver, welcome. Also, I feel like I'm very not used to Twitch. Now, I think I'm live on Twitch. Yeah, I think I am live on Twitch. Yeah, getting into the swing of things with Twitch. Figured out how to change the stream name, which would be good because it was just up as like test stream, whatever. We'll get there. It's like starting from scratch. I do like that though. Okay, all right, so let's have a look. What are we trying to do? Let's figure out simple. It was too. I've done this guy before, but he's reaching out to me. Let's have a look. Maybe like an Andrew Blastish. I saw these live. I saw this. Andrea, I think is his name. I saw these live at Lightbox. Holy. Ishan, how you doing? Nezrael, great to have you. But yeah, these are amazing. This is like goals for like sculpture wise because it's so gestural. Come on, let's find one. I'll whip it in over here. Come on, something that just reaches out to me. I'm just like, yep, cool, go. Come on. Give me. I'm getting too picky. Because I mean, this is kind of nice. This is kind of cool, but it's like 3 pixels. Come on, Pinterest, do your work. Do the rhino would be cool. Lady Vorfalak. Hi, bud. Interesting to see you and appreciate these live. I appreciate you popping in. Thank you. I lose so much time trying to find reference in Pinterest. It's like looking for a show and I know. Do the rhino. You do the rhino. Help. Quincy. Where was the rhino? This guy. I like this. Ooh, I like this one. It's just it's not like stark enough because I want to really understand the values. Like a top down. Like this is the issue. I think I've done this guy as well, but that would be fun. Come on. It usually just screams out to me. But this time, not so much. Let's go. All right. I like the lighting of this one. Pinterest, do your work. All right. This one's cool. It's interesting. It's got lots of planes. Let's do this one. But we've got to figure out who this is. Who are you? Does anyone know who this is? Super, how are ya? Maddie, it is high school, Ashley. La Font 3D, greetings from Chile. Great to have ya. Copy any image. Let's go reverse image search. Can I just fucking paste the image? Because I would like to give credit. Can I go Google and then image and then copy and paste? No. So I've got to save this to, oh yeah. I've got to do it. I've got to be a good Samaritan. Save image as desktop. All right. Here, let's find out who this is by. And it's not going to tell us, is it? That's just Japanese Pinterest or Chinese Pinterest. Does anyone know? Yeah, Google image search is very useful. Definitely not. That's why I never use it. I can't get it on Google Lens. All right. Well, look. My apologies. If anyone does know, throw it in the comments. If in the VOD afterwards. All right, and let's start carving in some shapes with this guy. So this is a nice top-down lighting, and I'm going to use a filthy plugin. Is there a good Asari head reference you always go back to? I guess the Asari head, the OG. All right, Alpha, you painted the same ref and posted it. Couldn't figure out how. Yeah, no, it's a bugger. It's a bugger, but it's it is what it is, you know. Prashant, can't remember if I said hello. How you doing, man? Do I ever use DeviantArt or for references? No, not really. Let's do a quick little knockdown of the background values. Oh, we're still in select mode. Knock down the values because going just off of a straight stark white background kind of sucks. At least when we're trying to do light. I like it for sketching. I like the white background for sketching. Do you have any drawing tablet recommendations for someone trying to transition from drawing on their phone with their finger to using Photoshop? Holy, you playing on hard mode there. I mean, the jump from going from phone to tablet is really anything within your budget. That's really like a budget question, right? All right, so I'm going to start carving in a big blocky shape. All right, that kind of represents the head, the nose, everything. Let's try and keep everything in some sort of nice spot for stream. Yeah, Matty, I'd go on ArtStation is good. Pinterest is great. All right. So this is our outline. All right, this is what we're going to work with now. Let's keep it simpler. How do I do this on new pure ref? Images, selection, arrange, align, normalize. Oh, there used to be a grayscale. everything. Ah, yes, scumbag. Images. How do you do mode, canvas, grayscale? Grayscale. There we go. Now, here it changes it quite a lot. Right? It's not as poppy. That color was kind of throwing me off a little bit. So I'm going to Photoshop, window, color. Where is my color? Where is my color? Photoshop. I feel like it's user error, but I gotta blame something. Right down in the corner here. Okay. So we're just gonna be going back and forth with the brightness. We're just gonna start chiseling away, and we'll start to get something happening. So I'm gonna start with the old shadows first. See if we can get a clear indication of where these shadows are. I'm not going to go full value range. I'm not going to go super dark. Huion is great and relatively cheap. I recommend it. Cool. I've never used him, so I can't recommend him, but yeah, a lot of people seem to like him. I bet I'm through with your streams. Keep up the great work. Thank you so much. Thanks for popping in. Our Rome, I found this site called Frameset recently that has a lot of movie stills for reference. Ooh, I'm going to be using those soon. That'll be cool. Is Huion compatible with Linux? Not a clue, my friend. I would ask chat if anyone is running Linux. I'd imagine they would have Huion would have some kind of frequently asked questions or something, you would think. If not, that's an issue. All right, see how we're just carving. We can do so much with just the shadows. So much with just the shadows. Didn't even bother about a sketch. Now, tip, if you're not already, squint your eyes. Squint your eyes down. Making sure we get the largest shapes first to get the impression of everything. Now we can come through and start carving out some of the edges, the outside contours. I think that's an oxymoron. Maybe, is it? Outside contours. Can contours be internal? Yes, I think they can. No, that's all right. The silhouette is what we're focusing on here. I'd still like to feel like clay as well, so I don't want it to smooth it all out. We've got a weird little bump on his nose, so we sort of fix that up. Cool. Let's square off that nose a little bit. Julia, welcome. This is my first time on stream, probably because it's like 1:40 a.m. here. Yeah, no, I got to change. I got to do some other streams in different time zones. Do you know that there are several Spanish YouTube channels that have recommended you as one of their best? No, get out. That's amazing. Or take off your glasses, all right? Because I've said this before. If you wear glasses, you're lucky because you've got built-in value lookers. And I've seen as well, YouTube sent me an email, not just me, just YouTube sending me personal emails. No, I got like a notification from YouTube about videos being dubbed, which will be cool. So hopefully it'll be even useful. The stuff will be even more useful to more people. And not just the people that can understand my funny accent. Any tip on smoothing the transitions between values? Actually getting the values bang on. That's my biggest tip. Not using the smooth tool or anything like that to begin with. It's really seeing if you can get the tiniest of transitions, not in the beginning, but getting down to it. Like if I wanted to, like there's a smooth transition here. Looking for gradients is a really good thing as well. So we've kind of gone hard edge with this. We've got, okay, there's a weird, or like a quite like an inaccurate transition between these two values, right? So I might grab this and knock it down just a tad. Put another, whoop. No, this value I want, knock it down a tad. Get that transition there. Right, knock it down a tad again. Boom, knock it down just a little bit more. And then we got sort of that kind of gradient without doing any without any tools. And this is how you do it with oil paint. And this is the fun part, because the principles that I look for are the ones that are kind of universal. It's not always possible, but the ones that are just the principles of light and value, which is why I'm doing that course on light and value, because it's kind of the everything. The old Peter Parker Spider-Man squint. Yeah, nice one. All right, so here, without going too into details, right, we do want to think about some of these transitions. And we haven't even touched the lights, like the lights yet. We're still kind of in the very middle range of stuff. I'm not even worried about the character of the eye just yet. And then I'll go and put that in. I'm trying to really block in these larger shapes first. That's just going to be like the foundation for everything else, right? And you can get to this any way that you want. You can do it with oils, gouache, airbrush, whatever. Sketching. Gemma Toons, how you doing? Ben, is there any way you can make the reference a little bit larger? It's kind of hard to see. Good call. Good call. How's that? Because that's kind of going off of my screen now. Is that a little better? On the phone, it's going to be kind of shitty. Adding highlights is always so fun. It's so fun, and it's like my reward for getting the underlying values correct, if that makes sense. You'll see what I mean in a minute. It's like the highlights are the reward. Cool. Cool, Gemma. Hope you've been well. All right, let's have a look here. This is making me want to pick up some clay, if I'm honest. Can't wait to get going on some of that. Sketchy, what's going on? I'm going through a period of demotivation to draw. You understand me, I suppose. Oh, yeah. Happens all the time. It's normal. Don't stress about it. Take the break that you need. Fill your inspiration cup up as best you can. Look at others. Go to sketch events, like that sort of stuff can sort of get you back into the swing of things. I like the kind of feeling of a little bit of competition as well. That kind of helps get me into the groove of stuff. Like that was a big thing about going to America as well. Like just seeing other people doing the same stuff, doing awesome stuff. I'm like, hell yeah, I want to do that as well. All right, let's figure out how to do it. It kind of really getting around people that are doing similar stuff to you or that you want to be doing, hands down best way to get out, at least for me, any sort of unmotivation or demotivation with stuff. Lana, welcome back. Hope you've been well. You feeling better? All right, see how we're slowly getting there. Now I'm trying to be a little bit more accurate with my values. I did find a whole bunch of realistic studies from years ago, which I might show on stream to show you what I used to do all the time. And where like my beginnings, I guess, started from. Still recovering, but I'm on the mend. Still recovering, but I'm on the mend. No worries, Lana. No, glad to hear it. Young word, I hurt my right hand. Now I'm learning to draw with my left hand. Could be cool though. It could be an opportunity. Silver linings. You were so fun and approachable when you were here. So I'm just hoping to have the time, hoping you have the time to visit us again. Good news, Gemma. I've got every intention of coming back next year. No, this year. In October. I cannot wait. Whether I get a booth at, because Lightbox, it's kind of unknown if you get a booth or not. I wouldn't mind going halvesies in a booth with someone as well, to make it a little bit more fun instead of being a little bit isolated. And because honestly don't think I'll be selling anything this year. I just want to go to, just because. But yeah, I'll be back. I'll be back. I love to see the baby beginnings of Mr. Ben. Yeah, I don't know if I've got the actual, I did have the finder. It was like, I just searched for like .psd. Like this one here. See, this one was from probably 10 years ago, maybe something like that. So that's the kind of realism that I was doing. I was just practicing this all the time, and I wrote myself a little note. How adorable. But yeah, that's the kind of stuff that I would do. And so that's digital and just going stroke by stroke. No smudging and that kind of stuff. So yeah, before the stylized Cumberbatch, I did the realistic Cumberbatch. XVIMYT, thank you very much. From Turkey, great to have you. Thanks for popping in. You did your application already? I haven't yet. I appreciate it, Gemma. Yeah, no, but I want to chat to a certain someone about maybe going halvesies in a booth. But even if I don't get a booth, because it's still unknown, I reckon I'm gonna be there. I also want to head over to New York as well. Go visit Slew. That's Slew Studios. Alright, so this is all in the shadow, but I'm giving some variation to show some of the facets. Arti Farib, love from Pakistan. Thank you so much. Thanks for popping in. How do you turn a subject into a character like this? I'm not entirely sure what you mean. I'm following a reference at the moment, so it's not really my character. Reiki, hi everyone. Hi Ben, great to join everyone this morning. Thank you very much. Thanks for popping in. Catch you later, JR. How did you make that selection? So this is a Filthy plugin. You can check it out in the description on YouTube and in my link tree on Instagram. All right. I think we can start to sneakily start putting in some lights. I think we should, because I don't want to be spending all stream on this, because we do have we've got a project. We've got some deadlines to hit, people. The page Lightbulb Moments will have a subscription message. So the course, no, I don't plan on doing a subscription for Lightbulb Moments. It'll just be maybe a one-time. Any good movies? Well, I did watch yesterday. It's pretty heavy, so be forewarned. Civil War, the A24 movie yesterday. Whew. Intense. Wait, why do you separate shapes for the shadows? Why do I separate the shapes for the shadow? Gemma, could you rephrase that for me? I'm not entirely sure what you mean. Also, you might have better luck with asking me questions on YouTube. Just because I will miss stuff on Instagram because the UI is not good. I'm a budding character designer from Iran. Shahab, fantastic. Okay, let's start adding in some lights. Let's get some balance in here, right? But I don't want to go full value. I don't want to go to that because that just looks silly. So we got to ease our way into it. Let's just start adding just a sprinkling of light. Just a little sprinkling. But in these light shapes, there's going to be variation as well. And that's probably the lightest value that I'd want to go, potentially. Maybe depends. The cool thing is, once you understand this stuff, you can do whatever you want. You can tweak it and play with it. But really, I don't think I want to go too much brighter than this, other than maybe a tiny little highlight. But the highlights are so subtle here. A real paint will be a good watch. Interesting. I watched Whiplash yesterday. Whiplash is fantastic. Oh, good one. You're watching Cowboy Bebop? Nice. What I have been watching, I've been falling asleep to it. I mentioned this last stream. Jack and Daxter retrospective. Nostalgia overload, man. It's just stuff that you forget. And then like you see it and you hear things that you spend hours and hours and hours and hours doing as a kid, man. Nostalgia is a hell of a drug. All right, let's see. So we're just carving the shapes. Not taking ourselves too seriously. Just it's only shapes. It's only shapes, babe. Just relax. We're not freaking out. That's what I wish I could tell my younger self. Because I remember, I tell you what, that Cumberbatch that I showed earlier, I viscerally remember the frustration on that one. And I think I redid it like 3 or 4 times. Shahab, our teachers use you to teach us. Get out of here, Shahab. That's amazing. You're one of the largest and best animation education authorities in Iran. I hope not, because I don't do animation. But I know what you say. I appreciate it. That's nuts. That's crazy. Muzescola, how you doing from Brazil? Welcome. Do I hear Jack and Daxter? Super, you do. Ben, have you heard of an open goal? No, what's that? What is this? I'm intrigued. What I was doing before, but yeah, that Cumberbatch. Oh man, some of these drawings, so like it used to get so freaking frustrated, and I really wish that I could tell my younger self, it's like, dude, it doesn't, like, it matters. Yes, it does to you right now, but you getting frustrated, dude, doesn't do anything for you. One, no one cares, and two, being in that headspace when you're trying to learn, it doesn't work. Because if I'm honest, I've been feeling that a little bit with building this course platform. I've been feeling very similar feelings of frustration that I do with like art and that I used to do. Like, just I'll be going to sleep late trying to figure it out, waking up in the morning trying to figure it out, and then sometimes it's honestly just time. There's nothing that you can force sometimes. Sometimes you've just got to let the days go, give yourself time to recover. If anything I've learned, it's the recovery time, even with the gym. Because if you go to gym every day for 3 hours a day and you're not on gear, you're not going to be able to recover, and you're just going to burn out. I think there's some parallels with learning stuff. Open Goal is a decompilation project for all Jack and Daxter games. It basically allows you to use your legal ISO files to compile. Ooh, interesting. Shahab, that's awesome. That's very cool. Crazy thing is that they're decompiling it and decoding it, since those games were coded in Go, which was Naughty Dog's proprietary code. Fascinating. That'd be cool to play around with. I want them to remake another one. And if I'm honest, I don't even know if I'd play it. I just want them to keep making it. I'd watch other people play it. All right, back to drawing. Okay, so I'll put a bit of a background there just to like give us some contrast as we're working. We've got to speed this up. I'm just going to go for the next 10 minutes, head down, pens on the thing. All right, everyone should do the same if you like. You're totally right about recovering when learning. Whenever I try to learn something new, it gets really frustrating, but then it's like my brain keeps working on it when I'm sleeping. It literally does. That's actually what it does. Yeah. I think it's the French saying, like, in English you have, I just got to sleep on a problem. I'm just going to sleep on it. But the French saying is kind of better. Like, I think the translation is I'll sleep with the problem. Like, it's kind of working with you. I could be completely wrong. I heard that somewhere. I can't remember where I heard it. It sounded cool. But yeah, no. Getting good sleep. And it does sometimes just kind of happen. Even with some of this stuff. You just think about it. It's like, what the... Like I had such a struggle with midtones. I'm like, what the is a midtone? Like, is it ba 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 ba? And then you still need to feed yourself like information about it though, because you can't just think about it out of nowhere and be like, oh, I get it. You just got to let stuff simmer. Anyway, 10 minutes, head down. I'm still going to talk, but yeah, I don't know. I'm just going to knock through this as fast as I can. Now, I can't remember, what are my key bindings for up and down in... what is it? Where are my scripts? Scripts, Control, Command X and Z. All right, so I'm going to use that. You guys won't have this, but this, you can see here, I can go up in percentages of lightness and darkness. It's just a little helper script. I'll make it available at some stage. Bro, good luck. I have a quick question. Why do you still drive? You could just tell an AI to do it and it would get the same result. What motivates you to keep going? Yeah, I don't know. Have you ever tried the AI stuff? It is so empty afterwards. I'm in this for the discovery and figuring stuff out. I'm not in it for the final result. The final result is kind of just a byproduct, if that makes sense. It's kind of like, okay, cool, that's done. I don't get nearly as much enjoyment out of the final product because it's done, right? It's, yeah. But no, appreciate your question. Hamza92, great to have you. And if there's one thing I've learned about AI, particularly with coding, it reaches its limits real quick, at least now. Because there's an issue that you come up with coding, which is the context of stuff. So how much, let's say, and also what it's trained on is just what's already existed. So there's that as well. So it's not kind of coming up with stuff. It's mashing together other influences that have already been created, if that makes sense. Which you could say that we do, but at least with the coding stuff, you come up to real limitations really quickly. And there's some funny stuff happening in the coding space as well, where people have just like AI'd their way into a hole or like into a corner, and because their project is so big, they don't know how to code. The project is so big that now the AI doesn't have context on the code. They don't know how to work on it anymore. And they're just like, help. Like, I don't know how to do this. And it's like, well, now's a good time to learn how to do stuff. And I can feel like that. There's parallels there with the art, right? Because let's say the end result is the goal, right? It's not for me, but let's say it is. Am I gonna want to sit there and prompt, like regardless of the learning and the development and blah blah blah? I'm gonna want to sit there and prompt. And let's say the system isn't working that day, which has happened with some of the AI stuff, with the coding. There's been days where ChatGPT's been down, blah, 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 blah. If I didn't understand how to make changes on stuff, didn't understand the principles of things, didn't understand what was going on and why things look good and why they, like, the reasoning behind stuff, I'd be screwed. I'm like, oh, shit. Now what? You know, like there's so many different, what's the word? Reasons why I'm not interested in AI with the art, from an art perspective. Then I have a challenge from you. Try pixel art. Maybe. AI is good at what it does. It just doesn't do as much as people think. It always looks the same. True. Prashant, AI art straight up sucks. Hot garbage. Fair enough. AI's strengths are in making tedious stuff easier. The best AI tools are tools, not generators or anything. Very good point, Super. Lana, so I got your course, but there is this section about wiring, but I'm confused how it helps with values. Christian, what's going on, dude? All right. Let me tell you this. Oracle, Sanctum, your drawings have a unique style and each one is distinct. I know that AI can't truly capture your style, but I also work with 3D modeling. I'm just curious about your motivation. Oh, appreciate the question. Yeah, no, it wasn't a, I didn't take it in any bad way. I do appreciate it. Yeah, cool. But I mean, I think from a cultural standpoint, I think there's going to be a big shift into traditional mediums. That's for sure. Like, as from a general population standpoint, if people are like there's just going to be this influx of like AI stuff, right? AI stuff that's going to be out there. There's going to be more and more impressive and like, to use a kind of wanky word, but like awe-inspiring that someone can create this stuff in the real world with oils, with pen and ink, with blah 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 blah. So I think the premium on that is going to increase. I'll just the wiring and see what it does, but I need, yeah. All right. So quick little thing. Fuck, I was going to go ham on this. Give me tangent time. Well done, Lana. So the wireframe is more of a way of thinking about the faces and the planes and the contours of the object in 3D space on top of a 2D object, right? So if I'm going to do the wireframes here, imagine that I've got a pen and I'm like drawing on top of this sculpt, right? That's one version of a wireframe. Now, how is this helpful? Well, where is this plane looking in relation to the light source? This here is going to be facing up like this, and the light source is coming down, so this value is going to be lighter. This tucks under. It's going to be facing this way, right? It's going to be a darker value, right? At its simplest terms. There's more to that with bounce light and blah, 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 but just really simply put, this is what wireframes are useful for. And why I like when I'm drawing to understand, and you can draw them however you want. Like some people follow, I think I used to get confused about that. It's like, oh, does it have to follow like a particular way? It's not like retopologizing in 3D. It doesn't have to be in a particular way, all right? When you retopologize in 3D, you've got to have specific, they're called loops, where you've got to like have all this like just so. That's a version of wireframing, but for our purposes, we're using it as a tool to understand what's happening on the surface to give us more clarity around giving this the illusion of a 3D form on a 2D flat surface, if that makes sense. Hopefully that makes sense. That's what I'm most excited about regarding AI. It will flood the market with generic art and animation, increasing the demand for more creative work. Honestly, Sketchy, I agree with you. Yeah. Glad people here think similarly about the AI art. To be honest, I can't get over the stealing data aspect, regardless of what area it's helping with. Yeah, but the thing is, like, that genie's not going back in the bottle. Like, it's happened, and now for me, I'm focusing on. I'm not getting upset about it, personally. Whether that's right or wrong, I don't know. Just personally, I'm just doing my thing. All right, I respect the people that are going and fighting against it, 1,000%. But you could also just get better and not stress. But no, I get the stealing. It's funny because DeepSeek, so there's this whole coding thing. Like I've just been deep in the coding stuff and with the with like all the models and stuff. And like OpenAI, right, with ChatGPT and blah 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 blah. There's this thing called DeepSeek, which came out of China. And they basically just got the models from OpenAI that they scraped and stole from everyone. And they made it better, more efficient, and then open sourced it to everyone. And then OpenAI started to get shitty about it, which I thought was hilarious because they're like, oh, our stolen thing has just got stolen. It's just like, fuck off. I thought it was funny. Ah, of course, Oracle. No, I appreciate you popping in. Do you have any tips for proportions and composition? I suck at them. Oh, not right at the moment because I'm in the middle of something else. Proportions are a lot about measuring. Right, so getting good at even doing, what's the word, like studies like this can really help a lot because I'm trying to get the proportions of this sculpt. Excuse me. Supernova, welcome back. I've been doing well. How you been doing? Okay, so I don't need it every time, but it might help me understand better. It'll be in my mind. Yeah, exactly like that. Whip it out when you need it. You don't have to, I don't always draw it. But let's say I was having, let's say I was struggling with this eye, right? Or this eyelid. What I might do, and it was looking flat, right? Let's say we get rid of some of these values and it's just like flat. If I wanted to really think, okay, how is this working? I might draw on like a separate layer. Nothing wrong with this. What's actually happening? Right, so you can isolate a wireframe. You don't have to do it for the whole thing. You can isolate sections to really understand them. And you can group things together as well, because we've got a lot of detail in here with like the eye and the bottom lid and the top lid. Right, I could just group them together as one thing. Right? So it's really just a tool, which I've got a whole section in this new thing, the new course I'm working on to explain that. And I've been knocking out, if I'm quite happy with some of the work I've been able to figure out alongside with Francis, with the commenting and feedback. So you'll be able to add feedback on the actual course content. I'll be able to see it. You'll be able to see other people's feedback. And that way I can actually make adjustments based on if people were actually, like, if people were struggling with certain sections. Because a lot of the time I couldn't find any way to do that in any other platform short of sharing a Google Doc with the raw text. So I'll be able to say, like, if, for example, that wireframe section doesn't make sense to you, you could actually write a little note or a comment in there with a tag that says confusing. Give me some context, and then someone else might hop on the back of that and say, yeah, me too. I didn't quite understand that. Is this like blah, 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 blah? Then I can update the course content and make it so that is the most useful thing for the most amount of people. I can't wait for that. I'm so excited for it. Is that Solid Capo? What's going on? Awesome. Is that Sentenza? I'm really not sure. I did the character in 3D some time ago. It's awesome. Oh, fantastic. Yeah, no, I'm not sure. I couldn't find who this was. Oh, it's Sentenza. Are you talking about the character itself? I've got no idea. This is just an image off of Pinterest. Unfortunately, I'm uncultured. Wireframes like those also help sculptors to interpret 2D concepts. Bang on, Prashan. You're right. Reiki, yes, that news was hilarious. Yeah, I know. And you can run it locally. You can run the DeepSeek locally as well, so you don't need to pay for anything. Yeah, I like the course. It's really easy to read and absorb. Just the layout is fun too. Your regular course, obviously, not the new one. Yeah, you wait until you see the new one. I cannot wait. All right, we've been going. Okay, I need to lock in. We need to lock in. get this up to a standard that I'm happy with, and then we got to work on me. All right, 10 minutes. I'm gonna put. I've got to time myself, or else I'm gonna be going all over the place in tangents. Let's have a look. Countdown timer. Let's do 15 minutes. Cheeky 15 minutes. All right. Everyone focus. Okay, so we can really push some of these values down now. So squinting down is the best thing I learned from studying values, is to squint down. The old masters did it. You should do it too. You notice I've just been using the Filthy plugin, so I'm not doing smudge tools. I'm not doing any tricks to get the values or get the smoothness of stuff. It's all just observation, laying down the correct in context values. Okay. So there's this shape here that I'm missing. Whoa, what are you doing? Okay. What's the time? 12 minutes. 2 and a bit minutes past. Okay, back and forth, back and forth. A lot of this is just judging the values back and forth. Foolish, what's going on? Welcome back. I'm going to utilize the little shortcuts. Yeah, so I think I might release just this little script in the new course, because it's super helpful. Just go like really subtle with the values, just up a couple of percent, down a couple of percent. And really just like finesse the values as you like. You can also, like, if you really want to go like optimized mode, you could like connect them to the pen, so up and down, up in value, down in value, up and down, up in value, down in value, etc., etc. Well, yeah, we could just keep going and going and going with this. 10 minutes. Let's see how far we can get, and that's where we will stop. And then we've got deadlines. Got to hit them. So give that illusion of that upper lip. Squint down. And it just becomes, as you get used to it, stuff just starts to jump out at you. Get far away as well from what you're working on. Far away as you can. Oh, it's hot. 35 at the moment. And I can't put the fan on because the light's too big. So we can put a little bit of that illusion with like the highlights. That guy looks like he runs a hotel management. Okay. So all about context with these highlights. Because it's clay as well, there's going to be little facets that look, or like that are facing the light in different directions. So it's just kind of quite high key, like it's not, we could make things pop a little bit more, like for example with these occlusion shadows right in the ear to really give this, so this is where we can give the illusion of depth and like, oh, that's a 3D thing. Right, so we can come in here with the ear. Right, where else? There are some little occlusion-y things back here. Even, maybe not as dark around the eye, but like pushing that value just a smidge, because this is all in shadow. The light's going to have a tricky time getting in there. We can make the transition of that a little bit nicer. Cool. Same here with the lip and the teeth. And really darken some of that in. And give, like, I like kind of that little line there, gives you the illusion of a bit of that clay build up. The Art of DHT, how you doing? Fat Cappy. All right, here we go. Without even reading it, I'm going to guess a 7.2 on the pun scale. Let's have a look. I don't know about these values, man. The whole idea is looking kind of shady. I would say that's pretty accurate. 7.2. 7.2, well done. Fat Cappy, welcome. Great to have you. Ben, somehow you're getting even better at streaming. You seem more confident and your explanations are improving. It's impressive. You're always great from the beginning. I appreciate it, Prashan. Dude, it's just hopping in every week. You know, it's the reps. No, but I appreciate it. It's Bahura. Hi, Ben. I learned a lot from you and your videos and really, thank you. I made my art level much better thanks to you. Thank you so much. No, I'm really glad to hear it. And thanks for popping in and for the kind comment. Zhao, great to have you. Welcome. It's showing up that improves. Yeah. That's it. Just gotta show up. Okay. I would like to get some people on stream as well. I'd like to start off something where it's like you're all using the same reference and then we're timed and there's like maybe like a few of us, because I think Photoshop's just come out with like a collaboration thing so you can like do multiplayer on it, which could be pretty cool. Quincy, great to have you. Thanks for popping in. Ryan, welcome. Do you also sculpt that? No, I didn't sculpt this. I didn't sculpt this. Samra joined your live for the very first time because it's 4 a.m. Good morning to you. Thanks for popping in. Stupid Meaniehead just getting back into art after a bit over 6 years. Still got my Wacom companion too. Beautiful. Welcome back. Thanks for popping in. Yeah, I'm thinking, yeah, Nezral, hopefully that'll be a bit of fun, you know. Have some cameos on stream. Now this nose shape is incorrect, but I don't really care. It's fine. Now this has warmed me up for seeing values, but how I'm going to invent the values on my character is going to be a very different thought process. But yeah, good little study. Oh, we've got 50 seconds left. Oh, plenty of time. Don't even worry about it. We just come here. Oh, and let's see if we can do something with the silhouettes. Does this help at all? Probably not. Make it a little bit more of a scratchy silhouette because it's a bit of clay. Make that tooth, that underbite more pronounced. Square off that nose a little bit. Maybe get a little bit of squareness on that nose, and we're done. All right, cool. The extra 50 seconds is bonus noodle time. That's it. The Mad Hobbyist, how you doing? Great to have you. Mishat, welcome. Thank you so much. Kalawin, great to have you. Everyone, you make, yeah, save. Save. If you don't have autosave set up, save. Okay. Now, thumbnail time. This is the vibe I'm looking for. Me being confused about how all this stuff works. All right, there's a little bit of a story there. Let's scale him down. Now we can start playing around with the light direction. You could even whip open Blender if you wanted to, and I may do that. Just to give you some specific reference of exactly what light setup that you want, right? So let's get some shapes going down, all right? Hope you had a good little warm-up. Hello? Where's... Oh, we're on delete, that's why. Okay. So we could... This is a kind of vibe I want, where you've got the torch here. It's on the table. Right? But it's also going to be casting shadows, which is fun. All right, there's going to be shadows here, but we've also got to have it read, have me read in the background as well. So this idea may or may not work, you know? So now's the time for exploration and figuring out where things will and will not make sense. Because then we could, because the idea was, or is, right, on the landing page, we click this and the light comes on. Right? So we could do it a couple of ways, right? We could just have it like this where everything's in the dark and then turn it all on. But if I've got the torch here, all right, maybe this is, so there's going to be two different states. There's off, so like global light off. So maybe the torch is on. So this is the default state where it's just the torch is on the shapes. And then when I turn it on, everything else lights up. Maybe I have a different expression. I'm like, oh, because light bulb moments, I understand stuff. Who knows? So let's just play. All right, because even here in the background, I would like to still have some sort of light source. All right, there's going to be a lot of occlusion, shadows and that kind of thing, but something where you can still see me in the background. Does that make sense? All right, maybe even a bit of rim light won't go astray. Bounce light on your face. Yeah, that'll make, there would be. But then this is the thing. Once we understand this stuff, we can manipulate it to then show a better, Men Scorpion, thank you very much. Greetings from Chile. Greetings from Australia. Then we can manipulate it to make a better image, regardless of if it's correct or not. If we know the rules, we can break them. All right, so I still want to keep it small. How does it read? All right, so maybe there's a soft sort of light going on here. Then I've got that oversized. See, this is it. This is the interesting thing, right? If I'm not mistaken, this value is the same as this value. Yeah, this value looks so much darker than this value here, but it's the same value. All right, how crazy is that? Everything's an illusion. So let's, even though these things are in shadow, we also want to keep into account the local value of things. So this light, or this torch, is going to be a darker value than my skin. So it shows up a little bit better. I might even want to darken just the background around me. So maybe it's worth cutting out like a mask around the table and everything. And now this is just thumbnail mode, right? We're just thumbnailing, we're stumbling through, trying to figure it out. I'll come and clean everything up later. So now we've got this, we can invert that bad boy. Then, all right, so now it gives us even more depth. Just throwing out an idea, maybe it's not as simple. Maybe you're wearing glow in the dark shirt cap, which shows when the torch is off. I mean, you could do that. That'd be kind of cool. Oof, light gives me anxiety. It's a, at least in my mind, it's a very, you can take a very systematic approach to light. I used to be like, whoa, what is going on? Why is anything happening? How can I even see anything? Where is this shadow happening? But as you start to, again, this is just time and also patience, practice and study, but you can like figure, there is not a formula, or I mean physically there is like a formula to figure out everything, and that's how you get games and stuff, right? But we can take the high level stuff that they use in physics to understand light, take the root, just skim the stuff off the top that we need to make a cool looking image, and utilize that. Alright, so I want to add that as a mask, but like as an inverted mask. So then I'm only working within this shape. Color and value relativity is so fun to play with. I know, right? A1 knee, maybe you can make the bounce light on your face a strong color coming from an object in the scene. Yeah, and that's another thing. But this course is going to be only about light and value, so not so much color. So we could, that could be, I kind of want to keep that vibe of just like value. But no, good idea though. I do enjoy bounce light of different colors off of different materials. What are you doing? There we go. All right. Now my head is going to be slightly, so we've really got to crunch the contrast in the shadows. All right, I don't want to be really focused on my face at all. I want it to be like an afterthought. So this here, this would actually be all in shadow. This would be in shadow. This would be in shadow. Here, so that's the back of a plain Jane. Maybe we catch a little bit of the other side there. Cuts into the table. Finding those Terminator lines. And because this is a point light, right? Those light rays are going like that. We're not out in sunlight. We've got to take into account how this shadow is going to spread out. Right? It's not going to be in a specific direction necessarily. Like it's not going to be like sunlight is going to be parallel. Anyway, yeah, it's there's some caveats with this stuff which really confused me for a long time, and just saying stuff can confuse you. But I'll say it anyway, and then hopefully it will make sense later. But sunlight, the shadow is going to be like all the light rays are, for our purposes, are going to be parallel, right? So you can think about them as like paintball, right? Paintball, little paintball pellets are coming out of this light source. All right? See how it fans out? Whereas if it was sunlight, forget the torch, they would be very parallel. They're not technically parallel if we're talking science and whatever, but for our purposes, yes, they are. All right, so then the shadow is the absence of light. Oof. How poetic. But that's what it is. All right, so if we're thinking about this, well, we got the shadow here. It's just where those little paintball pellets aren't hitting. All right. Right, but these paintball pellets bounce forever. So they'll bounce back up depending on the surface in all different directions, and that's where we can get some bounce light and that kind of thing. But that's where what I'm thinking about with these shadows. Let's get painterly, shall we? Just for speed. Transfer. Cartoon Ben is sync. I feel like I need to get some consistency with my cartoon version. Opacity, pen pressure. Cool. Alright, so there's going to be some bounce light from here. Bouncing back up underneath, maybe. I don't want to get too finicky with it, but how does it, like, yeah, I want to see how that's reading. Maybe I need to change the light direction to then show more. More light might be helpful. So then we get the silhouette of plain Jane. Right, and then maybe we could have like another cube or something here to show that I'm studying it. Which could be fun. But again, this is just exploratory. We're not looking for super perfection. Let's just merge it all down into one, doesn't matter. All right, so this is the lights off, or the global lights off state. All right, so that's there. This wouldn't actually be lit. We've got to figure out that footprint of the light source on the table. That's probably going to spill out. Like that, maybe? Who knows? I mean, that's what we're trying to figure out, but it wouldn't be like cartoon wise. Yeah, we could have that whole light source just like seeing the beam, I guess. Yeah, for those that are just joining, I did add this sketch in the Discord if you want to follow along. All right, so now this is feeling a little bit more realistic. It's focusing your eye a little bit more on what's going on, which I like. Still want to make sure we get some somewhat believable torch light, and we might add a bit of bloom, like old mate Orlando here, right? There might be a little bit of haziness where it's super bright, and we can even add this here to make it like, okay, this is the hottest, quote unquote hottest part of the light. And I do like adding a bit of atmosphere as well, so some like squiggly bits of like dust and stuff in the air, you know, which in animations and stuff, if this was like a still, that's kind of what I would animate. I would animate some like little wispy bits. Ben, what is the secret to have a better value in capturing the shape? Could you maybe rephrase that? Because I'm not entirely sure what you mean. So capturing the shape. Give me a specific, and I can give you a specific answer of my thoughts. Because yeah, the more vague the question, the harder it is to answer with any usefulness, I think, at least. So now we've got to think about where is a thing called a center light. So the center light, I like to think about light on most objects in two ways. One, the matte surface, as if you've sprayed it with like a matte finish, or it's just like a matte, a non-shiny surface. And then think about the specular highlights as a completely separate thing, because they are separate. Right, so we can kind of imagine. Let's just do the center light first. So how perpendicular that plane is on the sphere is how bright it's going to be. Shape dynamics. Let's turn off the diameter, but I do want. There we go. So we can add that a little bit here. Cool, so we've got a bit of a gradient, and then that is going to be our terminator line somewhere along here. Not going to be perfect, and it's quite a quick fall off as well with the terminator, at least with this light source. It's not going to be a very smooth transition, because that's what you can get stuck with if you do like an ultra smooth transition. Then the ball kind of looks flat, so there is like a kind of speed to the transition on this particular terminator. The terminator. Catch you later, Super. Appreciate you, my friend. Alright, so now we make the ball just slightly a bit shinier. Alright, I've gone full value with it. Now we can add some of this bounce light in here from the table, which is going to be lit. So this table might even be a little bit brighter. There's like a tad bit of fall off. Alright, we zoom out and we're starting to get that illusion. Sketchy. I'll give that a 7.4.5. 7.4.5. Very good. Oh, fat Cappy. Is this a pun? I should probably be drawing now, but I've been really burnt out with art overall. That sucks. I've stuffed all of my art supplies in a box until I'm ready to touch them again. Been thinking about new hobbies. Oh, that's cool. What new hobbies are you thinking about? For me, if I know that I want to get back into something, I get it out. I get it out on the table. I make it as easy as possible environment-wise for me to just pick it up and do. So when I want to get back into the oils, I'm going to set up everything on the table and have it there. So there's no excuses. Furniture making, beautiful. I love woodworking. Do the odd bit of woodworking with my dad. It's getting too distracting from my actual work, which is graphic design. Fair. Catch you later, Reiki. Thanks for popping in. Now this might be a smoother transition because it's not a full-on sphere, the back of Plain Jane's head. Yeah, maybe this is where a highlight could hit, a highlight on the ear maybe. So now we're getting finicky, stop it. If you're doing the same thing, stop it. This is a thumbnail, this isn't a final. Now we might have a little bit, let's have a look at the idea of some occlusion shadows or some contact shadows where the sphere is on the table. Jane is sitting there on the table, hand in the background. Alright, there's going to be shadows here, but they're going to be very, very soft. Like everything's super soft in the shadow, but there is still light, right? If we can see me, there is still light. Now, where is that light coming from? It could be coming from a multitude of different areas. It could just be the reflection of this big light source that we've created on the table, which would make everything else kind of fade away. So this part of my arm might be lit. Here, the nose, under my eye, like that kind of thing. But that kind of gives it can give it a weird look. I've got to finesse it a little bit to make it how I'd like it to look. All right, so we've got to think about what is creating the light sources. When we're inventing it, that's all you're thinking about. Well, that's all I'm thinking about. How does this make sense? Right. Dark grey, I appreciate you, my friend. Thanks for popping in. It's not like I don't draw at all. I get sketching with my kids now and then, but in a very different mind space, you know? Yeah. Just for fun and no expectations. It's been very healthy. That's fantastic. That's what it's got to be fun. If it's not fun, what's the point? Nezral, 'twas a treat to be here. 'Twas a treat to have you. Got to head to bed now. Thanks for the stream. Thank you for popping in. Sketchy, do you think that adding some reflected light on the shirt would ruin the silhouette? Yeah, I think so. So that's where we've got to make our decision. Maybe I'm wearing a darker shirt, you know? Maybe that shirt is quite a lot darker, so it allows us. So this is where we can play around with like local values to frame things in a way that we want, instead of just having an arbitrary, oh, I'm wearing a yellow shirt or like a bright colored shirt. Why? We've got full control over this. Why not take advantage of that? You know? And imagine I could like code in a little thing in like Halloween, and there's like a monster in the background like watching me that like flickers on and off. So much I could do. Yeah, me too. Lately I haven't felt like drawing, but I got a 21-day book challenge I'm going to try to reignite the flame. That's good. The little challenges are great for momentum. Franklin Innocent, off-stream question, Sir Ben. Go ahead, Sir Franklin. Can one share your lasso filthy tool to friend for free? If so, please help a friend me. Really love the operation and features of the tool, but low on funds to order it. Email me and I'll see what I can do. If you truly are short of funds, we'll see what we can do. All right. I think we can really put, like we did with these occlusion shadows in here to give that illusion. Miss Shard, I absolutely love that trick, creating contrast, not changing light, but adding darker local value. That's what I'm talking about. We've got full control. Point Dexter 07. Hey Ben, thanks for the stream. Been struggling to finish drawings. Think it's because I overthink the process or just afraid of success. Good. I like your thinking there. Not too sure really, but would appreciate your feedback. Struggling to finish drawings. I think having other people's art as a goalpost, at least you then know what finished feels, not even looks like, but feels like to you, right? For me, if I don't know what finished looks like or feels like, I'm going towards this like unknown end goal, and then because I don't know where I'm going, I kind of just like fizzle out, right? But if I know, okay, this level of polish, this style, this, that, da 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 da, you know what I mean? It gives me something to work towards, and I know when I get there, if that makes sense at all. Hopefully it does. No worries, Franklin. Catch you later, Prashan. Thanks again for the support and popping in. If you don't know where you're going, you get lost in Noodle Town. Believe me, that is the truth. It hasn't taken many an artist never to be seen again. True. Very, very true. But on it, sometimes you just got to indulge in Noodletown, you know? But here we go. So this cap, so this is another thing that we got to think about, like where, so these secondary light sources, right? Primary light source, it's here. And we could add a little bit of bloom around the sphere and plain Jane if we wanted to, just to give that a lot of light effect. If we squint our eyes, it kind of reads. Right, it's reading as something. As something, you know. That side of my face probably wouldn't be as lit. Maybe. But I want it to be more like graphic as well, so I don't want it to be too painterly. I appreciate man, my brain just didn't work. I appreciate your point, Dexter. No worries. I like the vacation in Noodletown. Not a good place to live at. No. Short stay in Noodletown. Fantastic. I like that the lighting makes it feel like he's working on an experiment from the outside, almost like there is a barrier there. Yeah, that's the kind of vibe I'm thinking of, is like they're analyzing this section here, and that's what I want you to focus on, you know. I did have another idea of having like things floating and stuff to give it like a weird vibe, but I think that kind of, I don't know. We could do that. What I could do as well from the like adding it to the site, I could have like separate shapes that are like only floating slowly, like up and down within. Yeah, but then I've got to figure out the shadow and that'll be a nightmare. So yeah, let's not do that. Do they have Thai food in Australia? Oh, love me a good pad Thai. I think they do. I don't know how good it is. I'm not much of a foodie, but yes, we do. All right, so we can add in some of these little things. So it's glowing up. I've just got to figure out what the states are. So maybe this is one state, all right? So this is, so what's the lights on state? Let's figure that out. So this, so overhead light maybe, or a more diffuse light. Less intense, more like the torch probably isn't going to be as in focus. The shirt, even if it is a black shirt, will have some volume to it. think maybe we can do something fast with something like this. Yeah. Turn all the lights on. And then we can finesse it from there. But we've got to think about the situation that it's going to be in. I think this whole background is going to be this level of dark. So let's see if we can still cut that out, because that is going to be our constant. It's going to be like that. Alright, so now we've got the imaginary light lighting everything. Too bright here, but we can knock all this back. Be a lot more diffuse. It sounds like maybe you're a secret foodie. Nah, I just enjoy a good pad thai. I haven't been to Thailand. No, I haven't. Ryan, I have to say, drawing is magic. I know, right? Okay, let's see what we can do. Let's get the Filthy plugin back in to start carving. Right, now the light directions are going to be all different. Well, the shadow directions, I said, because the light direction is different. So maybe we could do a cheeky little multiply layer. Bit too intense there. Right, so now that's the shadow there. Maybe we've got the shadow of the hats. This should probably be off. This, let's say, is like that, like that, like that. All right, so those are the two ideas, I guess. Fat Cappy, why is it called Filthy? It's called Filthy, F-I-L-L-T-H-Y. You're not the only pun master in here. Nicole Ribeiro, how you doing? If you come, gotta watch out for the hot weather. Yeah, I mean it's 37 degrees right now Celsius, so I'm pretty used to hot weather, but I thought I'd imagine it would be like a little bit different. I don't like humidity, not a fan. Can deal with the dry heat. Humidity can suck it. No, Fat Cavi. That's what I'm saying. Like, come on. You losing your edge. Like Phil, there you go. It's 30 Celsius, 37 Celsius right now. I got to get back on the horse, I know, right? Hey, if you don't mind, what exactly does Filthy plugin do? I know it autofills selections, but it seems like there's more. Oh, Lana, you didn't know as well. Oh my goodness. So, a quick little demo. Someone asked, So you got the base thing. It's all based around auto-filling shapes. All right, we've got auto-filling shapes. Cool. You can also auto-fill these shapes here. It's not just the lasso. All right, you've got the line tool, triangle tool, ellipse tool, or auto-fills those ones. You just got to make sure you set it to pixels. Now, when it comes to other stuff, you got hue shifts. Oh, create ellipse. Get out of here. So, if we were working in color, you see the hue shifts. You can decide how crazy you want each hue shift to be. Right? Or if you want to keep it within a certain hue range, when you add new shapes, it does that. Now, one of my favorites is luminance lock. So if you wanted to lock all of your hue shifts and your values to a particular value, right, you could decide to hue shift it all you want, but it's going to try its best to keep it within that value range. So if we go black and white, see how it's keeping it within that value range, but you get all the benefits of the different colors, and then you can choose different, like whatever you call it, different values that you want to do. So if this was in color and I wanted to just add a little bit of color variation to, I don't know, the shadow in here, I could grab that value with luminance lock on, and I could just go to town or go very subtle, right? And then if we go black and white mode, it still fits within the relative luminance or value, which is, yeah, something that's very custom and you can't do within Photoshop. When did Australia become hotter than the Middle East? It's 13 degrees here. Yeah, it was really just a scratching my own itch kind of thing. Like I wanted to have that. I built the first prototype of it. Then I got my good friend Francis, which some of you know Francis from the podcast. And yeah, he was able to get a lot of the stuff working a lot better, because there's like a whole thing to the luminance, because you can't just use brightness, because brightness is not the same thing as luminance. There's like perceived brightness. You can't just like match the saturation and the brightness to get the same value. Unfortunately, it doesn't work like that. So then we had to do some custom stuff with LS. There's like a different color spaces to then get that effect happening. But yeah, I love it. All right, so now we've got top down. I'm also I'm raring to get, or at least have a play around. I like getting feedback on YouTube videos when I do YouTube videos, right? Or any piece of content, video content. And currently it's very, very hard to get feedback in context without just sending a bunch of timestamps. So I want to make a video feedback tool for me first, to be able to say, if I sent, even in chat, send you a link to like an unlisted YouTube video, you could go to that specific video, view it, comment it on timestamps, and that'll be in line, but also actually like draw on the frames and spread them out. And even for myself to be able to do that as I'm editing, I'm like, oh, here needs a new graphic, right? Or here needs like a whatever, and just be like more visual with the edits. That's a little side project I want to work on, because it's doable. It's going to take a little bit, and then it might be built into the course platform, which would be freaking sweet. Okay. Sounds a lot like Synth Sketch. Is there something out there? I would love to know about it, because I want to use it. Synth Sketch. What's my favorite pun? Oof. Too many to count. Oh, Cinch Sketch. I'll have to check it out. Jager Jax. Or I'm in. Oh, you're in Oz as well? Nice one. Drawing for me is like silencing my brain and feeling timeless. Is more healing than fun. Good. That's fantastic. Let me just quickly Cinch Sketch. I think it's called Sync Sketch. Oh, let's have a look then. Sync Sketch. Customer stories empowering creative teams. It's a secure collaboration platform that accelerates work and review for media files, including image. Oh, interesting. Nice one. I shall be checking that out. But I'd like it more on the fly, so I don't have to set up a whole team and just give access. I just want to be like link, boom, send. Give me feedback. But no, appreciate it, Bruno. Let's have a look over here. Any ideas on value vibration? I'm not sure how, but some artists use values almost in the same manner as they use complementary colors. I'm not sure, actually. I know there's like color vibration, but value vibration. It'd be cool to see an example of that, you know? Because then we could like dissect it. I wouldn't mind doing that as well. Content wise, is like, all right, learning from other artists and like dissecting and seeing, okay, how do they do what they do, and figuring it out and like exploring it within the video itself and getting some key takeaways. But is that weird though to do that? Like, if I'm doing it for my learning purposes and sharing that process, like, I don't know. Like, I'm thinking it might be a stream or a YouTube video or something like that. Like, I mean, we could do it with old masters, definitely. Like, what are they going to do? Is Sergeant gonna say, hey, don't you do a stream breaking down my process? But like for living artists, it's kind of like, is it a gray area? Is it not? Am I overthinking it? I don't know. If I think that someone did that to me, I think that would be cool, personally. Like, I wouldn't have an issue with that at all. But it's like, I'm not everyone else. So it could be something just to reach out to them before I did it, if it was on a particular person. And I think it's super valuable to see how other artists learn. That's what I'm thinking. Because I was watching this pottery lady on how she made like pottery look like cardboard, and it was based off of a particular artist. And she like gave all the links and all the credit to him and that kind of thing. But it was like, all right, how do we do this? How is it done? Blah, 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 blah. It's like I could see myself really enjoy doing that, just because that's how I learn. But Yeah, I mean, I'm sure some people would be fine with it, others would not. But I think if I was going to put any sort of effort into it, I would ask, because the worst thing that could happen is you spend like weeks on a video and then someone's like, hey, take it down. A little maybe depends on how you see yourself as a student or a teacher. That's my issue. I don't see myself like, I see myself as both, I guess. More so a student. More so a student that's sharing the different ways that I've been learning things. Learn drawing and pun every Monday from Ben. Lana, I made a dog dish in a pottery class for my brother's puppy when he was born, and it was really fun. That's fantastic. I've done like a thrown pot, like, is it throwing clay? Very, yeah, very therapeutic, but also frustrating. CGI, hello Mr. Ben, I have some questions. Shoot, go for it. Don't know if I can answer them. But you got questions, go for it. Mooney Bear, bro, just do it and pay respects. Yeah. Honestly, I think I'd reach out. Adiola, how you doing? I think the best approach is definitely giving the artist a heads up. I'm sure most artists would be flattered and give the okay. I personally would love to see those kinds of videos. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'd like to see. So it's like, all right, I want to make them. But it's just going about it the right way. I mean, it would be easy to just like, all right, let's get this artist and this artist and this artist, and let's like figure out how they do their thing. Simultaneous contrast. I thought that's what you was talking about, Mustafa. It's kind of hard at first, but once you get into it, it's relaxing. Yeah. Your work is always so helpful. Oh, thank you, Adiola. Hope you've been well. You head into Lightbox again. Jager Jax, would you prioritize drawing or painting as a relative beginner? Recently been trying to replicate your insta-fill shapes method in Critter. Awesome. I found it fun, but I don't know if I'm better off drawing more instead. Been loving these streams because it helps with how to break things down. Awesome to hear it. That is going to come down to what your goals are. If you want to work more on line work and drawing, do more line work and drawing. If you want to work on simplified shapes and values and very like Rob Ripple kind of vibes, which I love and what I'm learning from, then do more of that. It really comes down to your goals. Glad to hear it, Adiola. Just like researchers reference your work. If they reach out and aren't pleased, that's okay. Take it down. Yeah. I think there's a nice happy medium between there. 30 PDI for what it helps. Favorite page size and how do you choose them? Are they real life canvas paper sizes? At the moment, it's 4,000 pixels by 4,000 pixels just because I like room for exploring different ideas on stream. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, I had the whole thing black and white and we did an accidental little sepia thing with this one. Nice, happy accident. I just moved to LA a few weeks ago, actually, so I'm happy to be in the area now. Oh, fantastic. Nice one. Yeah, if you can replicate it in like in Critter, that'll be sick. And the last one, how do you stay in one even value of gray when you color the eyes of your characters? When I try to do it, it goes different values somehow. Check it. You got to check it. You got to check your values because your brain will play tricks on you. There's actually something. Is anyone familiar with David Kassan? I think that's his name. I heard him say his name for the first time the other day. I thought it was David Kassan. Manny the Menace. I'm garbage at sharing my Twitch link. I've only just started doing Twitch. My apologies. I'm live on there. Yeah, just search for Ben Eblin. Appreciate you popping in though. was I saying? No, I lost it. Oh, David Kazan. He was saying with his paintings, oftentimes the lower lid is a very similar value to the whites of the eye. But you wouldn't think that, because we think, and even how we say the whites of the eye, we don't say the whites of the eye bags. So, and it's obviously going to be dependent on skin tone, lighting, that kind of stuff. But like, oftentimes there's like very relative values that you wouldn't think are similar are very similar. So I would see if you could check your values as you're going and just make it a point to do that. Particularly in digital, whipping everything black and white helps out a ton. Because you're in control, you're driving. So the values the values aren't changing by themselves. You're doing the thing. You just got to double check yourself. By the way, I love the fact that you work between disciplines. Learning how to transfer skills is great. Also love the way you draw forms and shape. Thank you so much, Mooney Bear. I quite enjoy doing different stuff, and I don't think I could stick to one discipline if I tried. All right, so this is the kind of vibe we've got. I think maybe the table's a little bit too like, whoa. So let's see if we can. Now the table's too like, oh. Let's knock it down to like this kind of value. Maybe we can actually clean it up quite a lot. Yeah. Boom, 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 boom. There we go. Something. Like that. And then we can better judge our values. So I reckon I'll even take away some of the sketch because I think that's throwing me off a bit. Right. So all these lines and everything is throwing me off. Yeah, I like it. It's feeling the vibes are there. Now, because we're top down, this is going to be more like that, going to be more like that. Let's get our silhouettes reading nicely. Let's turn off hue shift so we're not whipping in unnecessary colors. And I think we can knock down the values of the sphere and the Jane. And because now this is the deciding moments, or the deciding moments sounds so final, it's not. We just got to make decisions on what kind of light source is it. Is it a more diffuse light source? If so, we're going to make sure that we soften these, which I think could be a nice little contrast. Still have that occlusion shadow underneath here, right? And then it has to make sense on the form as well, so that's going to be quite soft. All right, we're building up that illusion. Let's add a little bit more of that center light. All right, so there's just going to be like quite a lot of contrast, which I like. When you turn the lights off, boom, it gets really like harsh. Turn the lights off, back to like a soft. So we can actually soften a lot of this up. Even down here. Soften a lot of this up. Beautiful. Mandal. First warning, sir. No spamming. Please tell me that Filthy plugin works on pirated Photoshop. I couldn't tell you if it does or not. I mean, I don't see why not, but I haven't tested it. Okay. Alright, so this is gonna, let's have the piece of paper or the iPad or whatever I'm gonna be drawing on display. Maybe to balance it out. That's an idea. If it's, is it a piece of paper here or is it an iPad screen? Which will then be another little light source, which could balance out the image a little bit, which could technically make more sense if I'm drawing in the dark. Does pirated Filthy work on original Photoshop? I don't know. I hope no one ever finds out. But I think this could be an interesting, maybe the brightness isn't up all the way. But it's like, yeah, cool. We've got that brightness is up all the way. And maybe you could see something that I'm drawing here. And then some idea of like the iPad sitting there, and then wait, where are you? Yeah, I'll make it look more like an iPad, but you get the idea. And this isn't going to be that bright, so we can even knock it back. And then that could be a little bit more illuminated, maybe. Is that going to, should it reflect the hand a little bit? I don't know. Maybe I'm getting a bit too in the weeds here. We've just stepped into Noodle Town. Could the screen make a rim light on your face, or would that take too much attention away from the torch? I think it could take a little bit too much attention away from the torch. I'll give it a shot. Like there might be... See, this is where you could play with color. But we're not going to, because I want to keep it black and white. But you could... Hello? Oh. Okay, oh, there we go. you could play with color. Technically, it wouldn't be like that rim light, that rim lighty. The fingers would be lit up more so. But that could actually take away a little bit from what I want the focus to be here. So maybe we could knock it back. The one on the top, shouldn't the ball and the monkey head, hey, it's not a monkey head, it's plain Jane, how dare you, have more light than Ben since there is light on them. Should the one on the top, what? The ball and the monkey head have more light than Ben since there is light on them. Oh, this is like the light, the torch is off here, so there's no more light. It's kind of all even, as if someone's just turned the lights on in the studio. Oh, see, this is the issue. On stream, I tend to be more posture aware. Oh, I thought it was the blender thing. That's fair. It's a thumbnail, I'll forgive you, and it's the back. That might be a good point, actually, to do it like on the side. Maybe do like the profile. Now I look a little bit angry for my liking. Like I wanted... What do I don't know. Oh, it's off again. Yeah. He's threatening them with that flashlight. Or maybe even facing the audience. Even if it makes a less sense in the scene, if it's the focal point of the image, it could be nice to see Jane's face. I think you're right, because I use her for some examples as well. So there's definitely that. Like that's a very good point, Sketchy. See, it's all just, a lot of it is a balance, realistic versus what's better for the story and the everything. Kind of looks like I'm interrogating her. Where were you on the night of the 15th? Might be a bit of shadow where I'm leaning over on the table, maybe. Yeah, all right. So these are our two. Moving or blunt. All right, so if I were to, we could well, do we? Ooh. Let's cut them out. Actually, yeah. Let's merge them. Merge this one. And let's test it out. Cool, this is feeling 3D even without the line work. That's what I'm after. Even at the thumbnail stage. Why? What? Oh well. Now to get this illusion to work, we need it to be the exact same size. So let's make sure. That'll do. Invert. Cool. Let's make sure they at least okay, let's use Photoshop's align tools. There. No, that doesn't work. We need it to be aligned at the top. Cool. And then this. No. That. Yeah, let's turn off filthy at the moment because it's playing around with stuff. Invert. Cool. All right. So now we've got 2 versions. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this out. I'm going to save them as a PNG and we're going to throw them on the website in development mode just to test. And while I'm going through this, I'll mention Plug City. If you like this stylized stuff, I do at the moment. I have a stylized character walkthrough, going through my whole process of drawing a particular character. Links in the description. You've seen me use Filthy. You know what's up. The plugin. Links in the description. What else? Look out for any updates. I want to be sharing a lot more about Drea, the new course platform, and the new courses I'm going to be putting out on Drea. If you're a creator that wants to give it a shot and work it into your education, content, business, feel free to reach out. I'm going to be using it a hell of a lot to get rid of all the bugs and stuff, but if you want to beta test it, do reach out. More than happy to give you access when it's available. All right, let's save these as what? So this is light version. Desktop, Ben light. Let's make it here, Ben dash light. Then we come here, Ben dash dark. Desktop. Cool. All right, so that's annoying. So I've got to double put it in because I think I've got the development server running. Let's add it to the project. Oh, open, you scumbag. Open. Cool. Cool. Public. All right. So now, technically speaking, if we come here, I find where I've put those images. So what was it? Ben Light, was it? Ben Light. I think it was Ben Light. Oh no. No, I'm on the light bulb. That's not what I wanted. Hold on. Fat Cappy, no, I don't have kids. I've been missing the lives most of the time because of the time difference, but God bless you for the free knowledge you share with us. It's super helpful in our art career and journey. Prescott, my absolute pleasure, my friend. Thank you for popping in. All right, so that's not where I wanted it, but at least I know that's what it was called. So light on, light off. Here is where I want it. Ben light. So this is just a tester. Cool. Now Ben dark. Okay, looks jank. Looks kind of jank at the moment, but the vibe is there. Cool. Lots of refining, lots of finessing, but I like it. And with that, Ryan Wu, Eureka, the mic seems too far and cannot pick your voice. Does it? I don't know what to do about that because I change it and I increase it. I think I do a bit of this though. I talk around the mic. And these mics, you've got to be like right up on them. J Digital Artworks, thank you. The mic is fine, mic is fine. Yeah, that's what yeah. Thanks, guys. That's all right, J Digital. Thank you for letting me know regardless, because sometimes it is too low. All right. With that, I'm going to say toodaloo for now. But what did we do? What were we able to accomplish? Quick recap. This dude, nice little value study. Had some fun focusing on some simple shapes, building up the illusion of stuff. Stuff being form, light, shadow. And then we transitioned into some thumbnails of some ideas for the new course coming out. So yeah, had some fun. Two completely different ways of thinking about it. This is very like back and forth, copy, copy, copy. This is understanding more so what's going on light-wise. So yeah, as always, join the stream late. How long did the value study take? I don't know. There was a lot of time talking in between. So how long it actually took, I just scrub back through and see when I stop and you get a rough estimate. Espiri, hi, love your work. Thank you very much, Espiri. I just want to say thank you. Thank you everyone to who joins, who comes along, who is in chat and who is not in chat, but are lurkers. Appreciate you guys as well. And yeah, it's always a pleasure. This is my thing I look forward to every week. And yeah, got some cool stuff coming up. I'll catch you next week. Same time, 10:45 Australian Central Daylight Time, 4:30 PDT on a Sunday. So it's Monday here, Sunday in America, PDT, 4:30. Catch you later, Christian. Catch you later, Mustafa, Zal, Mooney Bear, Prescott, Ryan, Adiola, Bruno, Prescott. All right. Catch you later all, and I'll see you next week.